Section 1. A New Era. The Vikings abandoned the settlement after only a few years. Nearly 500 years later, an expedition from Spain sailed into the Caribbean Sea. The Vikings left behind the most detailed records of their voyages. In the year 1101, Viking sailors led by Leif Erikson reached the northern tip of North America. King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella agreed to finance a voyage of exploration by Christopher Columbus. At 2 a.m. on October 12th, the lookout on the Pinta spotted white cliffs shining in the moonlight. He shouted, "Land, land!" Christopher Columbus claimed present-day Haiti, Dominican Republic, Cuba, and Jamaica. Christopher Columbus's voyages were a turning point in history. Magellan circumnavigated his way around the world.
Section 2. Spain's built a new empire. Spain sent some conquistadors to find new lands. The conquistadors took some risks to find the new lands. Thus spoke to Bernal Diaz del Castillo, one of the many conquistadors. Conquistador means Spanish conqueror. The conquistador came to the Americas in 1500s. The conquistadors came to Americas to serve God and the fact of getting rich. They were in search for gold, for their glory in gold. The conquistadors got permission from the rulers of Spain to establish a new settlement in the Americas. The conquistadors agreed to give Spain 1/5 of the gold or treasure they found. Like some of the other conquistadors, Hernando Cortez was eager to win the riches and glory. Cortez heard a rumor about the Native Americans in Mexico. Conquistadors had only 600 soldiers and 16 horses. Cortez was eager to get those riches and set sail for Mexico in 1519 in search of gold. Moctezuma, an Aztec emperor, ruled most of Mexico. Wait, most of those riches of Mexico and heard horrific reports of large floating houses on the sea. Cortez took advantage of Moctezuma's invite. Cortez had a trusted advisor. The advisor was an Indian woman the Spanish called Donna Marnina. Cortez got valuable information about the Aztecs and acted like she was a translator and negotiator. Then the Spanish find gold, and first has natives work in the gold and silver mines. But then the natives die, and they bring the Africans over to work.
Section 3. Colonizing North America. Search for a Northwest Passage. Throughout the 1500s, European nations continued to look for the new ways to reach the riches of Asia. Magellan's route around South America seemed long and difficult. They wanted to discover a shorter Northwest Passage, or a waterway through or around North America. John Cabot found an island off the Asian coast. The French set another Italian captain, Governmani de Vaso, in search of the Northwest Passage. He journeyed along the North American coast from the Carolinas to Canada. In 1530, Jacques Cartier, a French person, traveled more than halfway up the St. Lawrence River. Henry Hudson, in 1609, sailed 150 miles up the Hudson Bay. He and his crew had a harsh winter and rebelled. His son and 7 loyal sailors adrift in a small boat and were never seen again. None of these explorers found a Northwest Passage to Asia, but they did have maps and explored North America. Rivers among the European nations. In the 1500s, the Roman Catholic Church was the only church in Western Europe. In 1517, Martin Luther tried to tell people how to get into heaven. You have to have faith. His statement made the churches divide, and they made the Protestant Reformation. By the late 1500s, religion divided the states of Western Europe, and Roman Catholic monarchs ruled Spain and France. New France. Samuel de Champlain founded Port Royal, the first parliament in France, settlement in North America in 1605. 3 years later, he made another route and built trading posts known as Quebec. The French brought knives, kettles, cloth, and other items to trade with Native Americans. In return, the Native Americans gave them skins and furs. Lewis and Joliet, Jacques Marquette, set out to reach the Mississippi River in 1673. 9 years later, Robert de La Salle completed the journey to the Gulf of Mexico. He named Louisiana in honor of the French King Louis XIV. In 10,000 settlers lived in New France in 1680. In 1626, Parliament led a group of Dutch colonists and settled the Hudson River. The Dutch enlarged up New Netherland in 1655 by taking over the colony of Sweden. The Dutch traded 7,246 beaver skins, 8,503 otter skins, 881 um, mink, and 36 um, cat lynx, and 34 small rats. In 1640, trappers almost wiped out beavers.
Section 4, Building the Jamestown Colony. In the winter, the people in Jamestown had to break down their houses to burn to stay warm. The only way they survived was because of an Indian. The Indian's name was Squanto. Later, the colonists decided to make a document called the Magna Carta. The document meant that the king had to ask to raise the taxes.
Section 5, Seeking Religious Freedoms. People were having trouble trying to practice their religion freely during the 1500s. After the Protestant Reformation, Europeans were separated into Protestants and Roman Catholics. This led to religious wars. The war went on for 40 years. Most of the European rulers believed that they could not maintain order unless the state supported a religion. The religion was chosen is called Established Church. Pilgrims went off on their own with 41 male passengers and decided to make a document called the Mayflower Compact.